Do you know where you like to be? I mean, given who's around you, of course, at the end of, say, the Daytona 500. Some like the middle, some like to be pushing, like William Byron likes to be pushing, and Tyler Reddick said he likes the middle, and Denny Hamlin said top 8, but there's never a bad time to lead. Others don't like to lead at the end. What's your preference?
Um, the front's good. So
Yeah.
I think you want to be as far forward as possible. I think it matters if you have friends around. Ultimately, I think that if you say you're the only one of your team left, then yeah, somewhere between third and sixth is probably a good spot. You can probably find somebody who needs a drafting partner and can try and make something happen. If you're leading and we have an RFK Ford behind us, I'm going to take the lead every single day. So I think it really comes down to, do you have teammates around you, and how do you work together to put yourself in the best chance to win? It changes the answer drastically.
Do you feel like you can base a lot of that based on how people race during the week, how fast they are? During the race, are you paying attention to that? Kind of
Certain amount.
gauging?
Yeah, you have an idea of, I think, one, who's quick. One is, two, it's probably who can lead lanes well, and trying to make sure that, and maybe more importantly, who straight up cannot lead a lane, because that's a momentum killer. And so when you have a car that cannot lead, and you see them tuck up into a lane, that lane's dead, and so then it forces you to move. That's probably the bigger part of it. There have been moments which 500 usually, handling's usually good enough with weather that everybody's handling pretty good. At the beginning of the race, it's a little hairy, but it seems like as it cools off, it always becomes less of a handling race, and then you don't worry so much about those that were out of control off of turn 4 earlier on, or they've already taken care of themselves at that point.
Thank you.
You have 5 top 10s in the last 6 races of Daytona, most of anyone in the field in that span. Is there something common, a common approach, common strategy you figured out that's working currently, or is it more an ability to adapt to the rhythm of each individual race?
It's a combination, and so like I just said, there's a percentage of luck when we go speedway racing, and that percentage is built into those numbers. I'm not ignorant to that fact, but it also does come down to fast race cars and good strategy, and trying to have drivers at the right time, and trying your best to read the pack and what it looks like. It's not always possible, and that being said, that's a lot of good finishes with only one great one. So we have to figure out how to be great, and if that means winning a Daytona 500 and not being in the top 10 the next go around, then versus being top 5 2 more times, I think we would take that trade-off. So we want to figure out how to turn it into a win more than just a good average stat, I guess.
So this is a marathon week for you guys. You have to deal with us a whole bunch. You also have to deal with practice, qualifying, all the other stuff. What's the actual best part of this week for you as a driver?
There's probably a couple things to it, because yes, it's busy, but it's nothing like it used to be.
True.
We used to come down here and felt like we had our tongue hanging out from the absolute get-go, and like you were just constantly running. So now, this car's changed it. The rules have changed where we're not, you don't have cherry pickers in front of every garage after practice today, pulling motors, pulling gears. It's not that insane. The hours are long. The garage is open a lot. But what that means is you do get a lot of time with the team to kind of start off the year, building up, those relationships with anybody that may be new, or just kind of getting back into a rhythm on the road with your group. You're around them at the shop during the off season a decent amount, and so it's not like it's a bunch of strangers. But when you come down, it's it's essentially a week of team building that is a lot of fun to kind of dive off into, knowing that you're about to spend the next 10 months together.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Do you think the 500 has lost a little bit of its prestige?
No, no, I don't. I think that the week is different without a clash down here ahead of it. But now we're coming down here for the 500 solely, right? It's a little less of a speed week and a full marathon, but it's Daytona 500 week, and that's certainly not changed.
Do you think they should add the Clash back to Daytona, maybe build up Speed Week a little bit more? And maybe
Bad
make it
year
plural
to ask
again?
that after the challenges that we faced last week. So maybe my answer would probably be able to bias at the moment. What I will say is year one Bowman Great Clash was one of the most unreal experiences we've had in front of the Madhouse crowd, from driver intros to the end, to walking the cars out in front of an absolutely packed house. That was an experience that I was frankly very much looking forward to this year, and we didn't get it because of weather and all that, and that it hurt my feelings probably as much as it hurt a lot of fans. But this year did not go off the way we had hoped. Everybody dealt with challenges. So yeah, if you were basing it off of 1 year, I sit there and say, yeah, I would take it back down here. If you're basing it off of last year included, I'd say that one was a heck of a show.